What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another GSPRO Backyard Simulator session here. Second round of today after a pretty abysmal first round. Shot 14 over on the first round I did. Should be the simulator video right before this, so needless to say, I'm out for revenge here. Today was the only day I could come out here. I wasn't really planning on it. Did a bunch of yard work yesterday, so wasn't feeling my best, but it's supposed to be rain for the next week straight, so today was kind of the only day. And after that first round, I'm really hoping that I can piece together a round here today and feel kind of end on a high note after not being able to play for another week. So I'd much rather be able to shoot a halfway decent score here and feel good about some of the shots. Another helicopter. That's like the fourth or fifth helicopter. I don't know what they're doing. Basically, I just want to play better and not end on with a sour taste in my mouth after not being able to play for a week going forward. So. I guess I'll wait for this to go over. They must be doing training or something. That's a massive, like, army or military helicopter with like two propellers front and back. That thing's huge. It's pretty loud, as you guys can probably hear going over. These mics do a pretty good job of canceling stuff out, but that was probably pretty noisy. Basically, today hasn't exactly gone the way I expected. Came out, and for whatever reason, I played the first hole on the first course that I did, and then I tried to press the space button to fast forward, and it just brought up a weird menu, and it kicked me out of the round, and I had to restart things, and then I went double bogey, and it was kind of downhill from there. So, tried to do a mental reset button here, tried to work on a couple things that I had in my mind of swing-wise coming out here, but I'm just going to forget all that and just try to hit it hard and hit it straight, and hopefully piece together a good round. But for this round, we are doing Whispering Pines in Evans, Minnesota. Course designers here, there's three of them, so I guess this was a collaboration between OPCD Sting, DPR, and JM. Basically, the reason this is a self-selected course by myself, yours truly. This is basically a course that, scenic-wise, graphics-wise, everything. I've seen this come across different forums and Facebook groups or whatever for GSPRO that I'm in. A bunch of people have recommended this, so we're going to give it a go. When I started this up, there was actually a weird little, some guy was talking a little bit of an intro, saying that it winds through the forest and exclusive GSPRO course kind of thing. Never seen that before, which was kind of cool. And the graphics seem pretty noisy. There's a lot of like animal noises and stuff going on. We'll see if we see any more quirky stuff going on, but gonna give it a go and hopefully, like I said at the beginning, piece together a good round and feel better about where my game is. Despite I've been playing pretty good back here, and I've been playing really good on course, so kind of unfortunate to come out here and shoot 14 over for the first round, but it is what it is. Some days you have it, some days you don't. So for the rundown, everything's linked down below in the description. I also pin a comment, so check out those links. Those birds are super noisy for this this tee box. I'm gonna have to turn down some of the audio, I think, but really appreciate if you guys check out those Amazon links. I get a small affiliate commission if you buy anything here or just anything for your house if you click one of those first. So great way to support the channel at no additional cost. Doesn't cost you guys a penny extra. Basically, that small commission just goes to me for referring the traffic as opposed to Amazon keeping it themselves. So keep that in mind. I would appreciate it. Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, 5x4 hitting mat, Callaway super fast balls, 10x7 nets going all the way up, allows me to hit full 60-degree flop shots, and noisy GSPRO over here with the birds on my gaming laptop. So without further ado, let's get into it. First hole, par 4, 303, playing the furthest back tees, course recommended settings like I always do. Let's see what we got here. Looking forward to this course, so should be pretty darn cool graphics wise and hole layout wise. We're up in the mountains, so not sure difficulty wise how this course is going to be. Probably not the easiest being on a mountain, but we got a big rock there. Maybe we'll bounce it off of that. But 303 from the furthest back tee is not the longest hole in the world to start it off. Let's go here and let's see what happens. I was saying towards the end of the first round, don't think I hit one single shot that entire round that I actually felt good about, so hopefully I have at least a couple here. I can hear another helicopter in the background. Alright, not a terrible start. It wasn't the quickest in the world, only 101.7, but we got 152 right into the bunker, but 257 after the rollout in the rough into the bunker. It is according to the weatherman, oppressively hot out today. It's about 90 degrees, and then with the humidity, it's probably 95, 100 real feel. Later in the day now, I had to wait a little bit longer to come out here. I got a slow start on today. Plus, I wanted to wait for the shade. So luckily, there's some cloud cover and we're in the shade, so it's not quite as bad. But my shirt is completely soaked. Plus, I already playing 18 holes. Not exactly fresh, but we've got 39. We got a big old lip to get over. Up about a little more than a yard, so 40. And then, would you consider this? This is a greenside bunker over here. I don't know where we are, if you would consider that greenside or fairway. Difference being, greenside bunker plays 25% on the power, fairway plays 5 to 10 based on the dynamic lie. So, kind of a hit and hope situation. I think I'm going to play it just shy of 50, probably about 45, and we'll see what happens. It's going to come out right. We're on an upslope, so we'll aim here, and we're going to go 56. Try to play it right in that neighborhood of 45, 50 yards. Oh, I toe chunked it, but luckily Garmin didn't get that. I think that probably would have been short right, it would have been on the green, definitely would have been in a circle, but looks like we get a free mulligan out of it, so thank you Garmin for that one. Take two. That should be better. Maybe a touch too much. Oh, it came out soft. Go! Alright, Garmin had that at 41. My wedge control and wedge feel past couple rounds hasn't been the best. So that one felt like I hit it maybe a little too much. Actually, I needed a little bit more. But we're off with a par, so can't complain about that. Second hole, par 5, 569. Let's see what we got here. Way up on a hill. We got some trouble, short right. So I'm probably going to take a line out towards those two bunkers over there. Got a little bit of a split fairway. I don't know. I think that looks like a cart path going across. Pretty long hole. Almost like a double dog leg here. I would be, based on that last round, anything a few strokes over par, I'd be pretty happy with. Anywhere between even and 5 over maybe. If I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 2-3 over by the end of this, I'd probably be pretty happy. Maybe I'll surprise myself and be like a stroke or two under par. Probably pretty unlikely with how I'm hitting it today, but that's the goal. So we're gonna aim out here considering right looked no bueno. We'll aim there and see if we can get something out there. Alright, it's gonna fade, but it was hit alright. 102, 151, 2 degrees of spin axis to the right. It's a little baby fade. Let's just stay short of that. Alright, bounced into the rough, but at least we're not in the bunker. .292 on that one. We must have been, we were way up on the hill. I didn't check the slope. We still got another 14 yards of downslope, so 251 carry from the Garmin, 278. So yeah, we were decent amount of downslope there. Plus we got some rollout, so 292. Don't hate that. Probably gonna go 3-wood up here. Didn't hit a single good one, and not even good, but they were all pretty bad. The first round. Ooh, we got trees there, so I'm gonna have to go a little bit further right. So I'm gonna have to almost lay up this 3-wood. Granted, we're in the rough, so we might not even get there anyways to where we're aimed. This is gonna take off 6% of 272. Granted, it is down 14, but 6%, that's gonna be 10, 12 yards. Chunky came out left, straining out though. This will work. That was kind of a toe chunk, but thanks to that 14 yards of downslope, we got like 240 out of that chunk. So we're actually in a decent spot here for hitting 3 into a par 5. 35 yards, We're in the semi-rough, which is only 1%, which is nothing. Let's try, we're on a downslope, let's try the 56 and try, haven't really been playing this shot too much, but let's try back to my channel, my inner home tee hero days, where I was playing this shot to about 30, 35. Lately I've been, because of the higher nets in the GSPRO, trying to launch it higher and land it soft. Been pulling more of a 60 degree and more of a flop shot from here, but let's see what we get here with the 56, a little bit lower flighted, looking for right in the neighborhood of 30, 35. Too much. I already know it's going to be long. On the green though, we landed it there. Landed it exactly. Garmin had that at 36, the game was 35, so exactly what I wanted, but just with that rollout a little bit too much. So 42, another par. That was a good look at birdie, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize, but even through two, don't hate it. Third hole, par 3, 160. Bunkers. I don't mind bunkers. I don't mind trees. It's usually water that gets in the back of my head that I don't love. Obviously, I can play out of bunkers and do punch shots out of trees and whatnot, bounce it off the trees. Water, you're just automatically a penalty stroke, and then you're dropping. So 160 up about 2 yards. So I'm gonna go 8 iron. We'll aim, I guess we'll go here. I don't love how that's tucked so far to the left. I almost have to aim off the green if I account for my fade going on here, but came out today trying to straighten things out. Then I started having a two-way miss and I was pull hooking some, so like I said, just trying to clear my mind of any kind of swing thoughts and just hit the ball. Seem to be working out right these first couple holes. 8 iron. Thin. It's gonna fade. It should be on the green though. Alright. Definitely not the best stroke in the world, but as long as that stays there, we're in for another par. So even through 3. Fourth hole. Par 4, 3, 4, 3. Down 21 yards, I think I saw. So we had to go up to the right, and it's significant downslope. So if I can hit a decent tee shot here, and maybe even cut the corner a little bit, this could be possibly close to 300 again. 21 yards of downslope is a decent amount. People were right though. I mean, people that have had GSPRO for a few years, this, like I said, this course kept coming up. So so far these graphics are pretty awesome, as they usually are. Ooh, we got rocks though. This is a pretty narrow landing spot. I don't love this. We may bounce it off this. This is, realistically, this is probably not a driver hole. I guess we're gonna go there. Oh, there's a fairway down here? Is this a fairway? Oh, not really. Never mind. I think I'm actually going to back off driver. I don't really want to bounce it off the rocks. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to hit 4 hybrid off the tee. We're even. I want to try to play this somewhat smart and be pretty happy with my score by the end of this, so it doesn't make sense while we've got a decent score going to get really aggressive and mess up off this tee. So 4 hybrid, just trying to get something out into play, have a 8-9 iron or less into this. Chunky, it's gonna fade a little bit, but that should be fine. Oh, bounce right, or just stay there. All right, by the hair of our chinny chin chin. Not the best swing in the world, but we got that to work. That was a smarter play. Leaves us with 97 out of the rough. Downslope's going to come out a little bit right, but that's not much. 0.3 to the right is basically nothing. So we'll aim here. 97 down, we'll call that 3-4 yards. So 93, 94 yards out of the rough is 6%. So that's like another 5. So we're looking right around 100. I'm going to go approach wedge. Popped it up, we'll see. Wow. Oh, is that gonna be a +3? How did I get 112 out of that? I was trying to hit that 100. I did keep my head and chest down over the ball. I probably got a little bit extra distance because of the better contact, but that flew a little bit too much on me. I was trying to hit that 100 total. We flew it 105 according to the Garmin. Basically the same thing. Carry in the game and Garmin were both 105, and it rolled out to 112. That's not ideal. It brings us to 1 over, but we can get that back. So 1 over through 4, 5th hole, par 3, 216, down 4. Thinking 5-iron. There's some room long, so if I really smash one, we could end up long, but I don't think I'll be able to get the 6-iron there. I could get the 6-iron to the front right of the green, but down 4 yards, 5-iron I think is a better club here, so we'll leave it. We'll go here. Let's try to hit a decent 5. Very thin. Came out left. This may work. And by work, I thought maybe that would have enough to get over that bunker and get to the front side, but still pretty poor strike. Ball striking has not been there today, but it was straight, low and thin, but we're straight-ish, I guess. 5.2 spin axis to the right, but 19 yards. We're within striking distance here. We can save par. Out of the bunker, running up, so it's going to come out left, so we'll aim here. 19 yards up, 2-3 yards, and then greenside bunker 25%, so I'm thinking probably about 25. Take that. Thought it may need to go just a little bit, but we got to bounce down that hill and we saved par, so pretty good recovery there. I'll take that. Still 1 over. 6th hole, par 4, 422. This is a little more like it. Still not exactly striping it, but at least I'm not in the neighborhood of 14 over. Or 16 over, whatever I finished last round was pretty bad. I shot 86, so I think it was 14. Alright, where are we going here? I don't hate this line. Do we have trees? We do have trees, but I think we may be able to get over that. Maybe I'll go here. That's a little bit more of a clear line. Again, helicopter coming back around. They must be doing just loops and doing training, I guess. Because there's literally every like 10-20 minutes, they're just taking a loop. This is probably the 6th or 7th time already. It happened like twice as I was coming out to set up. Probably happened 3-4 times in the first round, and then 1 time as I was doing the intro. I said in the first one jokingly, I wonder if they know how bad I played on the first one. They're going to come and drop a care package because they know I need it. It's going to fade, but swung at a 106, 151. That should be fine. Get a bounce to the left. All right. Didn't quite catch all of it. It was a bit low, but these was with 151 down 12 out of the rough. So 141, 139, and then still not quite sure. The rough of 6%. Do I take the 6% of 139 or I take the 6% of like the 151? That's the question. We're on a downslope. I think it's going to be a 9. Just going to try to hit a smooth 9 here. Maybe even choke down just like an inch. That was a thin pop-up, but it may work because I didn't need quite a full 9. Nope, never mind. Too thin, too much pop-up. Ooh. Oh, that might be a +3 though. Let us chip. Let us chip. Bogey. That's unfortunate. I also mentioned that in the first round. It would be nice if an option popped up there instead of just giving us an automatic +3. Give us the option to let us chip or just take the +3. All right. 2 over through 6, 7th hole par 4. Still got some noisy birds out here in the mountains in Minnesota. I think it's Minnesota. It was Evans MN, I think. I looked this up. I don't know if this is a real course or not. Could be possibly Montana. But I did a little Google search before. I thought this was Minnesota. Alright, that should be fine. Low and started left. That's a worm burner. Yikes. 215. Trying to hit up on it. I'm catching it low on the face. I think I'm pulling up and out of it too on top of it, which is making it even worse. Been driving it pretty good as of late too, which is a little bit unfortunate, but 147 on that, 102 for the speed. Leaves us with 187 up 8 in the rough. So 195 and then probably another 10 yards. We're looking at 205. Thinking 6 iron, depending on where this pin is and what's up there. We're on an upslope. All right, let's try it. Gonna be short right. Feel slowly but surely feel this round getting away from me. We need to get back on the par train here. Hitting 3. Those birds are so loud. I'm sure you guys can hear it. I usually have like the game audio at 10%, but you can probably even hear that in the mic. Those things are so loud. So 15 yards out of the rough. Looking for probably right around 17, right between 15 and 20. Go just a little. All right, better there. That was clean contact. That was right what I was looking for. 16.7 from the Garmin on carry. That was pretty close to what I was looking for, right around 17, 16.5 total. So happy with that. Still 2 over, 8th hole, par 5, 575. Let's get a birdie here. It's tough. Yeah, I haven't really hit too much, or really anything that great. Short irons haven't been too bad, like pitch and wedge 9 iron, 8 iron. Long iron's been pretty abysmal. Driver definitely hasn't been great, and wedges haven't been great. So, not a super good recipe for those clubs to shoot a good score here. All right, we got trees there. It looked like short right, so I think aim up here to the left should give us a little more of an opening. Hopefully, get my little baby fade working. Low slice right. I think it probably, oh nope, too much slice to even catch the fairway. That was a mondo slice. I thought that may be a low worm burner into the fairway. Again, low on the face. That's a pretty significant, considering side spin is usually down here on the R10. That was, I think, 16 point something degrees spin axis to the right. That was very bad. If you're nearing close to 1,000 side spin, that's a lot on the R10. That was a pretty bad slice. Leaves us with, oh, we're on a downslope. I'm gonna go 4 hybrid, maybe launch it just a little bit higher. I'm worried if I top it or catch the 3-wood thin, we're just gonna go right into this lip of this bunker. It may still happen with the 4 hybrid, but pop-up chunk, but we got over it. That was super heavy. Not the shot I wanted, but maybe the shot we needed. That was probably what? Less than 200? 186. Well, hitting 3 into a par 5, 145. Down about 3 yards, so 142-ish. Lane here, and we're gonna go choke down 9. Come on, let's hit this green. Four left. That's very lucky. That came off. That was partially off the hosel. That was down here. There's part of the ball imprint off the hosel. I thought that was going to be very far left. We got lucky on. Oh, that's why the Garmin missed it slightly, so it read dead straight. So it just started. It started on the line to the left and stayed there. If you guys see the spin axis here, sometimes that happens when the Garmin doesn't get the full shot. Sometimes it's when it's super bad, or if it just for whatever reason doesn't register it. It basically just reads as a dead straight shot on the start line that you had it on the launch direction. So that's why we got lucky on that. That should have missed 10-20 yards to the left, but we got bailed out there luckily for a par. So 2 over through 8, 9th hole par 4, 437. Gonna grab a drink quick. Maybe that's exactly what I needed. I need some generous golf gods for a round like today. We can kind of right the ship a little bit and string together a few pars. We're not too far off of where I wanted to be. Like I said, anywhere a few over par. We're on the 9th hole, we're 2 over. If I can squeak out maybe a birdie or two and get lucky on some shots, piece together some pars, we'll be right in that territory of a few over, I think. Need a good one here. I gotta launch this up in the air. It's down 23 yards, which helps, but we're gonna go here. We're gonna get up and over these trees, and I need to not catch this low on the face. Still a little bit low. It's going to be to the right, but at least that's over the trees. 103, 147. Speed's definitely slowly but surely creeping down. We're in play though. Out of the rough, 177. Down about a yard. So we'll call it 176, and then downslope. 6%. So 17, like 8 yards. I'm gonna go 7-iron. How I'm hitting it right now. May come up a bit short, but usually play this to about 180, 185. Hit one the other day on course, 190 on the tee box on a par 3, but that was probably the best struck ball yet. Oh, there's my 186. I will take that all day long though. That one actually was the first one that felt good when I hit it. Kept my head down, kept my chest over the ball. That was better. Still a little bit too much fade than what I would want there, but that was probably the best struck ball out of 18 plus what, like 27 holes so far. We can save par here. 10 yards. Downslope, so it's going to roll out. So I'm just going. It's going to come out a little bit left. We'll go right here and just the going for the bottom of the net here. That's about, very bottom of the net's about 5 yards or so of carry. Just land it about there, let it roll out, especially with the downslope. Popped it up a little bit, but it should land soft. Sit. All right, we'll take that. Still 2 over. 10th hole, onto the back 9 we go. Par 3, 232, down 6. I'm gonna take a look at what we got up there after this flyover's over. It's either a 4-iron or a reduced speed, which I have going on right now, 4 hybrid. I'm thinking 4 hybrid for the sake of consistency. Haven't been able to strike anything super great, so a 4-iron is probably not the best decision right now. So I think I'm gonna go 4 hybrid, and if I come up 10-15 yards long, so be it. Healy came out left. It's going to fade back. This may actually be all right. Oh, go just a little. That is why I hit the 4 hybrid. Bunker shot. It's going to be a 60 degree. What do we got? 16 yards. We're on an upslope, which is good. It's going to come out right. So we'll aim here. 16 up 5 feet, so almost 2 yards, so 18. Greenside bunker 25%, so it's like 3 yards. So we're looking at 21-ish. May need to sit just a little. Wow. I think that first bounce really held it up. That fell, what was the raw carry? Raw carry was 20, so I thought I maybe hit that a little bit too hard, but because of the bounce it took and the lie that we were in, played it a little bit shorter. So, as you guys can see, I have the raw carry. That's the number coming right from the R10, so raw was 20. That was pretty close to what I was looking for. I said 21 total, and then we basically got half of that because of the lie and everything, and we only got 13 out of it. So that was actually not a terrible shot. We just got a little bit unlucky with the conditions that we had here with the simulator, the GSPRO, but it is what it is. Brings us to 3 over. 11th hole, par 4, 411. And as always, like I say, across 18 rounds, the lucky breaks and the unlucky breaks usually even themselves out, so we got lucky with that partial Hosel one. That should have been way further left. We got it onto the green. I think we saved par. That one a little bit unlucky, so seems like for the most part, if you're able to gain a stroke from being lucky, you'll lose one pretty quick coming up throughout the next few holes. But I need a good drive. So much of my confidence in my game and how my rounds go are based on how I'm hitting it off the tee. And I haven't been driving it great today, so low on the face again. It's going to be a worm burner up the middle. It's actually a little bit of a draw, which will be fine, but not scoring it up. Probably didn't go super far either. 246 total. Swung it at 107 though. A little bit quicker there. That's not too bad if I can get my cruising speed 107, which realistically is probably closer to 110, 112 in real life, or on like a higher end camera base unit, which isn't terrible. Swung a little bit harder at that, but I want to still ramp up some speed. 165 up 4, so we got 169 total. It's at the upper end of an 8 or a smoother 7. I think I'm gonna opt for the 7. I'm not even gonna try to hit that smooth based on how I've been striking things today. club twisted. I hit it heavy. That was a toe pop up to the right. Bounce left. Ooh, it listened. Oh, talk about a generous break. Glad I clubbed up on that for a par. Hit the mat first, opened up the club, and I caught the toe. All right, 3 over. Par on that one. 12th hole, par 5, 5, 7, 8. Can't wait for my game to get to the point where even on days that I'm not feeling the best and hitting it the best, I can still scrape out like a around even par type of round. It feels like my game from all the rounds I play back here, I don't play that much on course anymore because I have this set up, but it seems like even on course as of late, when I haven't really had my best stuff, it was just kind of like an average round, I'd be like a couple strokes over par, which is good. So I would have been thrilled with that last year or the year before, even on a good round. But I'm hoping just slowly but surely my game continues to trend as the helicopter comes back around again. Well, that one was high on the face, but at least it wasn't low. That was partially off the crown. That was a pop-up, but 106, 151. At least it was launched higher, so you get some more carry on that because it stays in the air longer. So hopefully that means I've hit the last couple low in the face. That one was high. Maybe the next one will be right out of the center. Not bad though. 279 left. I think we're going 3-wood. Hopefully I can actually hit one good 3-wood today. If I hit it good, I can get about 250, 260 out of it. But that's on like a good lie, good strike type of shot. And I just haven't been able to seemingly mash things up and square things up, especially with this club today. Low, started left, fading back right. Go! Alright. Still a pretty bad strike, but that'll work. I guess that is the one good thing about this club, because it does go further, even on miss hits, so at least you're advancing the ball more than I would have been if I had that same swing with the 4 hybrid. We got 233 out of that. I probably would have got 10, 20 yards less out of the 4 hybrid if I would have hit that instead with that same swing, so we're not in a terrible spot, hitting 3 into a par 5. And another helicopter. All right, it's gonna come out left, we're on a downslope. 46 out of the rough, up about a yard, so I think we're looking right in the neighborhood of 50 total. Going 56. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that it's just, I'm kind of jokingly saying about the helicopter, really hope that there's no like national security risk type of thing going on and they're like scrambling helicopters, and haven't heard any like jets or anything, but hopefully there's no like crazy things going on. These are just like training routes. You never know. We're living in some crazy times right now. Should be alright. A little bit too much. Garmin had that at 54, 46 in the game. I mean, that's alright. It'll be a par. Put a little bit too much on it. It's getting a little bit better, but that's not going to get inside the inner circle, so +2 for a par. 3 over through 12. 13th hole, par 4, 427. This is a pretty course. Unfortunately, I don't have my best stuff today, so I'm not. Sometimes when I'm playing better, I have more appreciation for the course, and I can kind of take in the roses a little bit better. Stop and whatever that saying is, stop and smell the roses. If I'm hitting it better, I have some more appreciation and more enjoyment as I'm playing, versus now I'm just kind of battling my swing golf demons. Kind of just white knuckling my way through this round, trying to straighten things out. That's a duck hook left. Or, according to the Garmin, slight draw left. Almost got back into the fairway. That was low heely, and I released my hands too much. That's kind of what I'm talking about with the side spin. That felt like a duck hook, and that was more of like a a baby draw, according to the Garmin. I mean, maybe that was so heely. We got 261 out of it. Swung it at 104, got 148. Usually heel strikes, sometimes big toe strikes with the gear effect. It'll usually start right and come back left, and the heel strikes will start left and come back to the right. So maybe it did start left, and then the reason why it wasn't as significant of a duck hook the way it felt was because it was trying to work its way back to the right, and we got to kick off the hill. But 167 left out of the rough. Downslope's going to come out right, and I'm going to fade it. So that's up about 4 yards, and we're out of the rough. So I'm going to go 7-iron. Brings us up to 171, and then plus the rough. So we're probably upper 170s, low 180s on the total distance here that we need. All right, a little bit chunky, but I was hit a little bit better. It was off the toe. It's gonna fade, but wasn't. We got it pinned high, just left it out to the right. That was at least somewhat of a better strike. Got a wedge shot here to try to save par. Pretty flat lie, up and down slope wise. We're 0.2 up. It's gonna come out left, 12 yards, up about 2. So we're at 14, and then the 25%, that's like another 3 yards. So we're looking at 17-ish. I'll aim here. Not that I can do 17 on the dot, but anything between 15 and 20, open up this 60, kind of flop it up into the air and get it launched high and land soft. Pushed it right. I may need to go too. Wow, that was long. Well, like I said, distance control and feel, not quite there today. Doesn't help too when you're hitting bad shots and then you're second guessing everything on top of it. I think some of the feel and the confidence comes from committing to a shot and actually being able to do it. Then you kind of build confidence from there versus trying to do shots and your body just won't let you do it, and then you're second guessing everything. But brings us to 4 over through 13, 14th hole par 3, 210, down 11 yards though. So we're looking at 199. 6-iron territory, I believe. Better, but still pretty big slice. Better, I mean contact wise, like it felt decent hitting it. It's just that one I tried. I feel like I get in, especially with these long irons, I get into a habit of trying to shut down the face too much to try to eliminate that, and then it just affects the strike. That one I tried to open the face a little bit and try to release the club a little bit more, but didn't quite square it up enough. Felt better though off the club, but that was not the best shot in the world. Well, I mean, I guess we got 199. The distance wasn't bad. It was just 23 yards to the right. So we were pinned high just right. 23 out of the semi-rough, which is basically nothing. So gonna come out left. We'll aim here. I think we need about 20 yards of carry. Let it roll out just a little bit. Sit, I think. Yeah, sit a lot. Way too much. Bogey. Oh boy. We kind of steadied the ship a little bit, but now the round's getting back away again. I think we're, what are we up to? 4 over maybe? 5 over? 15th hole par 4, 347. Don't get me wrong, that Les Nationale, the Olympics course that I played before that I shot 14 over, that's pretty abysmal. But if today's just a bad day, 14, it is what it is, 14 over that first round. But if for me, if this is like, I feel like I'm playing pretty bad today. If I can be around, like I said, this 5 over, maybe I'll tack on a few more. But if my bad rounds, especially from these back tees, are in that neighborhood, and then when I come out here and I'm feeling good and I happen to be striping it, could be a couple under. I feel like maybe it may not seem like it right now, but I think if I can just limit these bad days and bad shots to something that's manageable. I mean, obviously I didn't have GSPRO last year, but I remember when I first came out playing Home Tee Hero like 2 years ago, the PGA style courses, I was trying to be like bogey golf or better. So the game is improving, and sometimes when you're in it, it's tough to kind of zoom out and take a look at where you were and where you're going. But basically my point is, if my really horrendous rounds, which today kind of feels like one, and I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 over, could be worse. Doesn't mean I'm happy with it, but that's a pretty big slice. It's gonna carry though and work out. Luckily there was some open landing spot up there. Pretty big bounce forward, luckily. That was closer to the middle. A little bit toey. The club face was open. Oh, the speed numbers on that. 107, 151 for a not so great strike, 273 total. It's kind of what I'm talking about. Still a miss hit, and we got 273 out of it with ball speed in the 150, swung it at 107. What's that saying? I know Tiger said it. They were talking more about pros, but everyone's good is good. It's about how good your bad is. That's kind of what I was getting at before with the scoring and whatnot. 72 total, downslope. Let's go 56 and try to hit a 75-yard type of shot. Probably closer to 70, maybe a bit better. Get a little bit of a rollout. Pushed it right, but not a terrible distance. That's gonna be a +2. Par. All right, 3 holes left, 5 over. Man, I want a birdie here. Get this under where we are right now. Get it back to like 3-4 over. 16th hole, par 5, 581. We could do it here depending on what we have to contend with. Water short left, but as long as we can get it off the tee in a reasonable manner, that shouldn't come into play. Maybe I'll just chalk today up as a mental reset, bring me back down to earth a little bit from the better golf I've been playing as of late. Lower my expectations, come out, and maybe surprise myself next time. It's tough playing these back-to-back rounds, how bad that first round was to kind of bounce back that quick. Oh, it was hit harder, but the club face was wide open again. Maybe it wasn't. 104, 148. Felt better. Felt like I compressed it more. I did somewhat tweak my left wrist in that first round, if you guys watched that full video. Still lingering a little bit, but it does feel better. I think it kind of loosened up, or I just beat it down enough to where it's kind of numb. All right. Three wood, I guess. Toey, but better. Get going, baby. 233 carry from the Garmin. 144 ball speed. We got significantly less out of that from where we were in the rough, but I mean 233, that's not terrible from the Garmin. That would have rolled out in real life, or even here, that would have been closer to 250 on the rollout. And that was a toey strike, but that was at least a little bit better. 91. This is turning into a round of at least a little bit better type of strikes. Wow, this thing is right up against the edge. It's going to come out left. This will fade. I guess we'll leave it there. I don't know if we're going to get inside the center circle here. 91. We'll go approach wedge. Like some days I'm coming out here and I'm hitting good shots and trying to hit even better shots, and sometimes it works out. Today's a round of like, oh, well, that wasn't too bad. Started left, we'll see. All right, par I think. Five over through 16, 17th hole, par 4, 396. That was actually, if I had some cojones and didn't think I would lose the ball so far to the right every single time, I would have aimed a little more at that pin, and that was a gettable birdie type of shot, but aimed a little bit to the left the way that the pin was located and the lie we had, and kind of just hit a bailout safer shot to the left. But you could be pretty skilled to be able to feel confident of hitting inside that inner circle even from like 91 yards like that, let alone from like 150, 200. This may be another one of those rounds where I'm not playing so great, and this is a course that I may want to play again on a better day. I am enjoying the layout and the graphics on some of these. Wow, look at that spin axis to the right. 104, 150. Might be blocked out by those trees. Alright, we gotta look at it, I guess. 142, up about 2 yards. And 144 out of the rough. Pin's in the back, gonna come out left, so I'll leave it there. 6%, like 7. I'm just gonna hit a full 9. I was debating maybe an 8, but I think 9 at least gets us on the green. Toey started left, and it's staying out there. Oh, not so generous kick on that one. Now we got work to do. Another toe chunk. 14 out of the rough again. Looking for just shy of 15 on the carry. May need to sit a little bit. Yep. Bogey. Just outside the inner circle. Alright. 18th hole, 6 over. Oh boy. Just looking at this. Can't lose this one right. 18th hole, par 4, 386, down 14 yards, but flailing this one to the right is no bueno on the tee shot and the second shot. Might as well swing hard at it. Aim at this bunker over to the left. Aim out that way. Swing hard. Oh, started left and staying left. Bounce off the hill. Yikes. Riding the cart path. This might be out of bounds. Oh, we're gonna be able to play. Not ideal. Not ideal. Deep rough, tree trouble. Where's the ball? Actually, we're kind of clear. We got this little twiggy pine tree in front of us. It's gonna come out left, but this will probably fade. 168, down 5, so 163, but then the deep rough is 21%, so that's 32 yards. I'm gonna go 6 iron. Alright, I think I did that right. 10% would be 16, and then times 2. It's also left. And we got a no read. That was toey again. That was a toey pull draw left. At least it wasn't a Mondo slice though, but we gotta do it again. Oh, that was even heavier. Get going. Go! Now stay there. Alright, that's actually a pretty good par from where we were off the tee. So I think we finished 6 over. Kind of in the neighborhood of what I was talking about. 1 stroke worse, I said 5 over or better. Would have been happy with 2 or 3, but at least it wasn't 14 over, so let's take a look at this. Got some work to do again. Not very happy with how today went, but this was at least, we were trending in the right direction after that first round, so from Whispering Pines in Evans, I think it was Minnesota, it could be Montana, but I had it written down, Evans, Minnesota. Course designers here, must have been a collaboration between 3 people. OPCD, Sting, DPR, and JM. Again, this was just a course I picked that I've seen mentioned a bunch of times, and it was pretty scenic, so definitely going to keep this one downloaded in case friends and family come over. It's a pretty cool course. Not the easiest course in the world, but I wasn't playing super great, so sometimes that depends how I feel about a course of how I was able to play. But ended up with a 6 over 78, 38 on the front, 40 on the back. Somehow we were all pars and bogeys, so all things considered for how I was hitting it, not the worst. Take a look at the stats. 12 pars, 6 bogeys, nothing besides that. Longest drive 288, average drive 269. Nice. 150 average ball speed, 151 was the best. Again, those numbers sometimes or most of the time don't match up for whatever reason. 35 putts, 2 sand saves, under an hour this time, somehow. 61% greens in regulation. That's actually not horrendous. Want to be at least 50% on both of these, if not closer to 75. However, driver was not there today. This round or the last one. 3 out of 14, 21%. That's abysmal. 3.7 on the handicap for this round. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys thought about the graphics. Let me know if you have any swing tips after today. I think, again, did a ton of yard work yesterday. I'm still sore from that, so wasn't really planning on coming out, but taking a look at the extended forecast, we got literally a rain for a week straight, so got some time at least to go in, nurse my little wrist injury, think about all the mostly bad things I did, a few good things today, but hopefully redeem myself next time I come out here next week sometime after all the rain passes. I think it's literally, today's Monday. I think I won't be able to come out until next Monday. It looks like the first day. There's still 25% chance of rain next Monday, but it's going to be a solid week before I come out, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just give me enough off time. Maybe I'll get out on course once or twice in between there. We'll see, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. Sorry you guys had to see some not so great golf today, especially that first round, but I guess a little bit better today. This was just an average, not so great round. It wasn't abysmal, so I guess silver linings. But check out those Amazon links. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.